Okay, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. So as you guys would have seen with the thumbnail, this is yet again something different. It's a new series I'm starting on my channel. It's a video podcast series, and I'm calling it Behind the Rod. And the focus was going to be on other anglers, but anglers in the specimen industry. Well-known guys, guys that are ambassadors for brands and so on, brand owners and so on, where I'm interviewing them just to get to know them a little bit more, and then also pick their brain on carp fishing and so on. And yeah, it's basically just like, how can I say it, it's me interviewing them. We're going to give them some questions that we answer, and we sit and we have a discussion about it. And yeah, and a lot of these guys are guys that I've been following since I started my specimen journey, and guys that I've been keeping my eye on social media. Every time they post something, I go out and I have a look at where they're catching and rigs they are using, their setups and so on. So yeah, so I thought it'd be a nice addition to the channel to yeah, basically to give you guys some more info on these other guys. These are all guys, I know me specifically, it's guys that I admire, with what they're doing in the industry and how they fish and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what the series is going to be about. It's then finding out more about the guy behind the rod, and where it all started for them, their PBs and so on. So this first episode, I'm currently standing for the very first time in my life. I'm standing in front of Laurentia Lake. I must say it's an amazing venue. What I've been seeing here and the fish that are coming out of here is crazy. And then who's the first person I'm interviewing? It's my namesake. It's Werner Skippers. Now, a lot of you will know Werner from Carp Pro Baits. He's the owner of Carp Pro Baits. He's also, just want to get this right, the Fox Pro customer something, but I'll put it down in the description here just to make sure. But yeah, he's a big head, or a big honcho for Fox South Africa, or the South Africa part of it. So yeah, he's going to be my first interview for this podcast series. It's a guy, like I said, I've been following him since I started my specimen journey, looking at what he's doing and trying to learn from just his posts and so on. So yeah, I'm very keen to chat to him today, and then pick his brain and so on the venue, rigs wise, and baiting and stuff like that. So yeah, very excited about it. So yeah, but let's get on with it. This is then my interview with Werner Skippers from Carp Pro Baits. Okay guys, so as I told you, with this series I'm starting, I'm sitting here with Werner Skippers, like I mentioned, owner of Carp Baits. And then Carp Pro Baits. Ek weet nie waar ek kry dit verkeerd. Ek gaan dit inlos. There's so many times actually where I've used his baits. Now, one of my favorites from their company is the Milky Coco. And I've caught many fish on the Milky Coco. And there's even sometimes where I get confused with the name, and then I just don't say the name. I just say it's a Milky Coco boilie. So it's Carp Pro Baits. Yeah.
When we started the business, we wanted to make it Pro Carp Baits, and it was actually there. And then when we designed the logo with the C for carp,
yes,
that's where the fish's head came in, and then the tail. And it's okay, let's keep it as Carp Pro Baits.
Carp Pro Baits. I think I might have got it right in the intro part. Well, I'll go back and have a look. But yeah, so Carp Pro Baits. Like I said, Werner Skippers. And then for Fox, that was also a tongue twister for me.
Yeah, so I'm at Fox SA. I'm a pro staff member.
Staff member. There you have it. So if I got it wrong in the intro, we've got it right now from him. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the introduction then. So first session then with Werner, and I've got a whole list of questions we're going to go through here and so on. And yeah, like I said in the video for you guys, this is, you know, behind the rod. Let's get to know the angler. And like I mentioned, Werner is a guy who, since I started my specimen journey, that was one of the first posts that came across my Instagram and so on. And from there, I've been keeping my eye on him. So every time he does something, I try and see what it is he's doing, and, you know, have a look at what he's catching and where he's catching and so on. So yeah, so we're going to start with the first one is, you know, who is Werner? This is also weird, interviewing someone with the same name as me. But yeah, that's part of the game. So Werner, where did you grow up?
So yeah, so I'm a Joburg, Wild West boy, Roodepoort area. Grew up here all my life, didn't move anywhere else. So I'm in the West Rand, moved a little bit to the east a couple of years ago, but came quickly back to the West Rand again. That's where my people are.
Yeah, I also mentioned to him, so I work very far from home. I also live in the West Rand, and we did consider moving closer to work, but I just told my wife I love the West Rand, and she as well, luckily. So yeah, we love the West Rand, the Wild West. So yeah. Okay, any other hobbies than carp angling?
Yeah, so I do enjoy going to a gym. That I love. Going with my wife, we go to a gym. And then a recent hobby which started last year, I started hunting.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something new, quite expensive.
Yeah.
Early stages for me, so luckily got some good friends assisting me. But yeah, that's where I'm going now.
Okay, I'm going to throw a different question here. Which one's more expensive, fishing or hunting?
Hunting. Hunting. Hunting.
So next time your wife complains about your fishing gear, tell her, well, I could have been hunting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so the second one is, you know, how did you get into carp angling, and why carp angling? Where did it all start? Tell us the story.
So mostly started from young with your dad teaching you, going to a Valdam and Koppies and all the type of venues. Old school fishing, that's where fishing started. So my brother and I, we used to, if my dad says, listen, we're going to fish next week, and we're like super excited. Pack the stuff, wash the fishing rods, make everything is perfect, pack the bucky, and we go fishing. So there the love started. So yeah, and when grew up, I did still papgooi, all that fun stuff, and then yeah, I needed to get some bigger fish.
And I think that's most of the specimen anglers. That was also the reason why I switched from papgooi to specimen, because you see these specimen guys pulling out these monster fish, and yeah, I think that's a thing that attracts people. I know for certain when I started specimen, I could immediately see a change in the size of the carp I catch. Usually still sometimes you get smaller ones.
Small ones, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the big thing for people. So yeah, that's interesting. And I think a lot of us start with the influence of what our dads had. I'm the same for me. Fished with my dad, and that's where the love for fishing started. Exactly. So no, that's awesome. Okay, so the third one we're going to do is who or what inspires you? So the question I have here is, are there any other anglers or people that inspire or motivate you to keep on fishing?
Sure. Well, when I started, actually one of my friends got me into specimen angling, Ronnie Foster. So he got me in it, taught me everything about specimen angling. Then local guys who I looked up to was Gilbert Foxcroft. Yeah. Then Uncle Loki Lois from Signature Series. Those are the local guys I looked up to. And then international guys which I still follow and I like the style of angling is Tom Maker and then Kev Hewitt. Those are good role models.
Yeah, I also watch a lot of Tom Maker specifically as well. I watch a lot of his videos and so on YouTube. Yeah, he's a pretty good angler.
Yeah, definitely.
So other than people you can look up to and so on, you know, what motivates you to keep on going with this? Let's say, for instance, the baiting company and specific, you know, angling.
Yeah, see, on Carp Pro Baits side is when you assist guys and they ask you for tips and I want to use your baits and all that stuff, and then you assist them Sunday afternoon or Monday morning, you get a WhatsApp say, I've got a fish, I've got a new PB. So the smiles and the happiness, that does it for me. Yeah. So it's just the love for fishing, basically, outdoors, your nature, that's the rush for me.
And I must say, I can agree there with you. The same thing with me, like I've said it many times in my videos, I'm no expert when it comes to to specimen angling. I'm still learning. I've only been doing this, I think, now for 3-4 years max. But even with me, with my YouTube channel, I've been contacted so many times by younger guys, or even guys older than me, and I'm over 40, where they used my methods, and then they would contact me after and say, listen, this is what I caught with your approach. Awesome. And yeah, it's a good feeling, knowing that you can help someone.
Definitely.
So what would you say then, what's the highlight, or was the highlight of your fishing career so far?
My first 40.
I think everyone can say
first
their
40
first
pounder,
40.
definitely. So yeah, that's probably the highlight. And then there was something a couple of years ago, just before COVID. We went to Quickfire, my wife and I and a couple of mates. And the Monday, my wife landed a 18.1 common at 3 o'clock. The Tuesday at 3 o'clock, I landed also at 18.1 common.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we shared a PB for a couple of years, exact same weight. And then she took me past.
I just wanted to ask that. I was thinking while you're saying that, because I've heard of so many guys where they fish with their girlfriend or they fish with their wives, and then the wife's PB is bigger than the husband. So
don't worry, my friends remind me every time. When they ask me for tips and it's like how to go fishing, it's like, do we really need to ask you, or do we need to go to Michelle rather? So I was like, okay, shots fired. But yeah, her PB is bigger than mine by a lot.
No, it happens. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to some quick fire questions now. So this is short answers. You don't need to really give an explanation, just out of your head what it is. So our quick fire questions are then as follow. Favorite rig?
Multi-combi and Stivine.
Okay. Favorite bait?
Bottom bait will be a wafter.
Okay. So do you prefer bottom bait or pop-ups? Bottoms. Okay. Okay, well that answers the question with, okay, well let's go with favorite bait presentation accompanying your rig, like PVA, mesh or bags, whatever. Or do you throw out singles?
I started with solid bags at Florida Lake. So yeah, if I do casting, I don't add on something extra. But if I do solid bags, I also obviously add a solid bag.
Okay. Favorite bait flavor?
I like natural. So for me, in my range, it will be the Pacific Spice and the Atlantic Marine. Those are natural food source, fish meal type of baits. It always catches me with bigger fish.
Okay. Favorite lead setup?
Lead clip.
Lead clip. Preferred lead weight?
Heavy as possible where you can. So for casting, if wind picks up 4 ounce, if I drop with the boat, depends on the distance, 6 to 8 ounce, and if it's very far distance and a wild water, I'll go 12 ounce.
Okay. Favorite venue?
We currently here.
Okay, so we're sitting at his favorite venue.
So I'm at Lorenzo. So Ronnie Foss actually introduced it to me. I think it's back in 2012. That's when I started fishing here. So yeah, it's a fun venue, safe. My wife, my family loves it here. So yeah.
And it's close to home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, then what's your PB, the weight of your biggest carp?
My common PB is 19.4, and then this morning we landed a new mirror PB, also in 40 pounders, so it's a 18.45. So both my fish are in 40 pounders.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very, very nice. Okay, so then so what does the future hold? What are your plans for the future, your goals, or what can we expect to see from Werner or Carp Pro Baits? What's in the future?
With Carp Pro Baits, we would next week we're gonna do use the nature. So yeah, next year we're gonna do some carp clinics again. We used to do a lot of carp clinic. We're gonna do it again, but not as much. A lot of one-on-one focusing with my clients, and then yeah, just for me next year, I want to target more wild waters. So big wild open waters. That's what I want to go. That type of fishing. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's awesome. Looking forward to that. I'll definitely be watching your social media. Okay, so my final question, well, it's not my, yeah, well, it's my final question. What would your number one tip be for any angler starting specimen angling?
Don't overcomplicate it. Basics, basics, basics. As soon as you try too much stuff goes wrong. I still fish exact same way which I was taught 12 years, 15 years ago. I fish exactly the same method, lead clips, lands me fish always, and don't chop and change, and don't hop venues. That's one very important thing. If you stick to a venue, fish it until you get your result or that swim, and then you move a swim and don't change that venue, because each swim is basically a different venue. Yes, it holds the same stock, but the contours at the bottom of the venue is totally different. So if you will sit, let's say at Donny's Big 23, it's a shallow area, it's like a small bay. That over there versus Big 2, which is on the opposite side where it's deeper water, it's totally different style of fishing. So stay where you are till you get your result, and stay as basic as possible.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with you there, because I also tell them, if someone asks me, I usually tell them keep it as simple as possible, because you can very quickly get overwhelmed with everything that's in the shops, and then also find what works for you. Yeah, and like you mentioned now, keep at a venue. And I think that's one of the things about specimen angling angling in general, I think that I enjoy is, if I take for instance my history of Little Lake. Now it's a small little lake, awesome carp in there, but for some reason I just could not catch a carp from there. And then guys that see my videos, they would send me a photo, oh, look what I caught at Little Lake. I'm like, oh, thanks, thanks for rubbing in the salt into my wounds. But it's that keeping at it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the enjoy part about it, because it becomes a challenge. You want to catch fish from that venue, and as soon as you do, it's so rewarding. Exactly. I mentioned in that video as well that my very first session at Bergsig, yes, it was a tough session, but on the first time ever, I caught my PB.
Exactly.
And so I didn't have to work that hard for it, but compare that to the one I recently caught at Little Lake. I had to work my butt off for that. It took me 9 sessions to land something decent from that venue. So yeah, that's very, very true. Now the last part we're going to do is, now I told Werner he needs to be dead honest with this. I can take it. I've got thick skin. But also, this is also me getting some information from him. If he says I must change something, then I'll most likely, either I'm going to ignore it or I'll change it. But I told him I'm going to give him my rigs. And okay, these are ones that have been used. I haven't tied new ones yet, so don't look at whatever on here. But I want him to look at my rigs and then dead honest opinion. If he says it, if you think it's rubbish, say it.
Sure.
So the first one I'm going to show you is something that I've been using now for the last year or so. So it's a Corda stiff boom link that I use. Now this is a curved shank hook. I prefer a wide cape from Signet, but I can't always find theirs. But I'm shopping now for new wide cape hook. So this is the first one I want you to look at and be dead honest.
Okay. So while you say you're looking for a wide cape hook, I'm going to give you a hook, and you go fish with it, and you can see your hook holds. Go have a look at the Fox super wide cape. On a Ronnie, I will go for the size 6. That's my go-to.
Yes.
So I fish the super wide cape in turn eye. That's for my multi-combi, and the out turn eye I fish on my stiff inch. You will not be worried.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, but
So
like I said, I'm in the market. I'm looking
So
for
definitely have a look at
a
it.
new white cape because I like fishing white cape hooks.
Actually, it looks good. Actually, it looks good.
Yes.
It looks good. No, it's
Yeah.
proper.
I'm just going to see. I see you looking at that little piece. So this
Yeah.
is not a shrink tube.
No,
It's the
a
butt
kicker.
end of a. No, it's not a
Of
kicker.
a-
Of a anti-tangle
Tangle
sleeve.
sleeve, yes.
For it holds, and also for
You
me,
can
if I want to
remove
quickly
quickly, yeah.
change the hook.
Yeah, it's just the angle which you always need to try. I normally try when I used to fish a Ronnie. I hold it like this so it takes the shape, so it's more aggressive.
Okay, so
So
rather
instead of being like that,
yes.
keep it like that so it's more aggressive.
Okay, so
The
then
hook hold
maybe
will be much
rather
better.
use a kicker.
Yeah, rather use a kicker if you want to do quick changes.
Yes.
Or you have a look at some brands. Like I know Fox got a brand which they call a Ronnie sleeve.
Yes.
It's especially made for Ronnie rigs so that you can do quick.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll definitely have a
at
look.
that. But before you carry on with that, go rather for a stiff hinge rig.
A stiff hinge. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So
Now-
that's what makes my pop up.
Now the next one I'm going to show you is, I can't remember them. There's so many rigs out there. I keep getting the names wrong. So this is after. I hope I did it wrong. I know you fish combi rig.
Yes.
Okay, so after seeing you fishing with combi rigs, now over the years I've been playing with it. So this is the one currently I'm using. So stiff boom, and then with a braided piece at the top.
Okay. So this is a German combi.
Yes, I like the German setup again
Yes,
because
it's easy. A
can
lot
use-
of my friends fish German rigs. It's actually a very good rig. Construction of it is very good. So you got like a loop and boom setup going on here, so you can change the front section if you need to.
Yeah.
Perfect. This reel is perfect. You're doing well. I'm impressed.
Yes.
I'm impressed. You guys can look at these rigs.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the main things is I think when I started, I used it. Then I tried a hair rig. Then you try this, and then you try that, and there's so many things that you can
Yeah.
on the market that you can use, and you see guys. This guy's using this guy's using that, and to find something that you have confidence in,
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most difficult part. Well, it was for me.
Now I understand. For me, again, my rigs are much longer than your rigs. My rigs are in total 25 centimeters, so it's quite a long rig.
Jeez, that's very long, yeah.
So I've always been fishing 25 centimeters, and my hook sets are brilliant. Actually, one of my friends, he recently was at Lorenzo. He made his rig shorter, and he gets a run, took off. And I said to him, "Okay, make a rig for me a little bit longer, like a 25." He did it, hook set.
Okay.
So maybe have a look at that. If you do get a lot of hook pulls, have a look at
Yeah,
that.
what you're saying is actually making sense for me because I used to fish also, before I started the boom section, a braided hook link, but it was longer than this one. But not much, maybe a few centimeters longer.
That makes a difference.
And then slowly but surely I went shorter. And yes, I have noticed that I get a few hook pulls. I won't say really more than what I would have gotten on the previous one, but they are recently, I do find hook pulls. So you would say then rather go for the
a little
longer.
bit longer. Look at 25 centimeters. So from the curve from your hook till the end where your anti-tangle sleeve would be, make it 25 centimeters. It also makes a big difference.
I need a bigger rig box.
That's why I've got a very long rig box. So even if I take my rig is basically this length of my tackle box.
So I'll hold it next to. There's not a big size difference, but you can get longer things in there.
So yeah, there is longer ones. But what makes the difference for me, because I target big carp, so each person is on their own journey of what they want.
Yes.
For me, specimen angling is you're targeting for that lake, you're targeting the biggest fish, and I want my rig or my setup to be perfect for that fish. And how I see it is, if you take a smaller carp, the suction power which a smaller carp will have against a bigger carp, the bigger carp will have a bigger suction power. So what will happen is, if a smaller carp and you got to feed, a smaller carp will feed with his nose in the floor because he can't suck that high. Where a bigger carp will be longer away because he's got a bigger gut as well. So he will go in like on 45 degrees and swim here. But now with your rig, which is so short, he gets it up
but it doesn't go in.
Exactly. And
makes
that's what's
sense.
happening. So that's why I make my rigs a little bit longer.
That makes sense. See, that's why you talk to guys like these. Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. I think it's definitely something that... Of my vrou sê Engel, Kersfees, groter riekbox asseblief. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I think I'll definitely go back to it because, like I said, I started off with longer rigs and so on. So yeah.
And combi rigs is the way to go. Because it always resets it after a take.
Yeah, like I said, I saw you using the combi rigs, and at the start I struggled with how to get them and get them to, you know, when I pull on them, something will break loose, and when I switch to the stiff boom with the loops and booms, and then adding to that and then looping it through, I got a much stronger one. And I actually, that one I caught at Little Lake was on exactly that rig. But I know it wasn't one of the questions, but while I'm here, I'm going to pick your brain. Hook size. But before you answer, now when I started, I thought, bigger fish, bigger hooks. No. I started off with a size 2 hook, and I fished with a size 2 for a very long time. Recently, I've went down to a size 4, either wide cape, or if I can't find wide cape, I'll use a curved shank. But you mentioned now you go 6, which is much smaller.
Yes. So depending on what I'm fishing. So sometimes when I do my recent session, I had at Donny's, I had a brilliant session there. There I was fishing with size 6 Fox out-turned eye, the super wide gape on a slip hinge with a 60mm pop-up. So it was a smaller hook, but the buoyancy was, the fish can get it in quicker. So it's not that heavy of a rig. So that's what I wanted. But overall, size 4 hook, super wide gape is quite a nice size hook. And then, but depending also on venue, if I go to a big wild waters where those fish got thick rubber lips, I'll go to a size 2.
Okay.
Like a size 2X or something, which is just a stronger gauge. So 4 in case with the structures and trees in the water, so it doesn't thin out.
Yes. Okay, so then we can... What I'm assuming then, or what I'm getting from this is, for me, like everyday angler,
size 4 and 6.
Yeah, size 4 and 6 would be fine.
Perfect. Yeah. I know some of the oaks, they use size 8 and they catch still big carp.
Yeah, that's small.
That's small. That's very small. That's like
that's almost like a pop hook. Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, but Werner, that's it from me, and thank you very much for the opportunity to being able to interview you. I really appreciate it. I thank you for inviting me with you. And my first time that I could see Laurentia here as well. And I'm definitely going to work on my gear and upgrade what I need to upgrade to get in here. And it's also, we live very close to each other. So Laurentia is not even a 20-minute drive from my home. So really appreciate it. I wish you all the best with your baiting company, Carp Pro Baits.
There we go.
And I must say, last thing, I love the logo. The fact of the C having the fish head and the tail part having the B, or the B having the tail part. That's an awesome logo.
Very unique.
Good luck for the rest of the session and the future, whatever it holds. But
thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cool.
Okay. Guys, that's my first episode then on this series. I'm going to try and line up some more guys. I've got some of Werner's ambassadors as well. Also guys that I've been following for a while that we're going to do some interviews with later on as time allows. It's difficult, my schedule and their schedule. And I try to do it like this, in session while they're fishing. So if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Till next time, cheers. At the beginning of the video, I told you guys to stay tuned all the way to the end to stand a chance to win a bait hamper from Carp Pro Baits. So how it's going to work is, I'm going to give you the question. You can then provide your answer by messaging me either on Instagram, send me a DM, or on Facebook, where you can send me a message as well. Usernames will be on screen here. So just pop me a message. I'll have a lucky draw to announce the winner. So my question is, what mistake did I make with the name of Werner's baiting company? It was a stupid mistake, but what mistake did I make? Okay, that's it guys. Till next time, cheers.